starting live. You're trying to reconnect.
I'm in, okay.
I'm live. We are live.
What's happening, people?
That place, how we doing?
We are at that place, that's right.
Where are we?
We're not just saying that
Southport
place.
and Emerson? That place, what place?
We're on Emerson, a little south of Southport. We're like almost the county line, almost the Greenwood, if anybody likes Greenwood.
I like it. Hey, this is the Chris Lytle Show. My name is Brandon Guise, and I'm here with the Chris Lights Out Lytle, retired UFC fighter. Kind of the baddest guy in the room, for sure. Probably the state, from what I can tell. How are you, sir?
Guys, I'm great, man. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great. I'm great.
I'd like to start off by saying I got to give the old young Kristen Lytle, my wife, a good shout out for putting up with me for so long. I haven't been able to do this podcast for a while, so I've been at home probably bothering her and all this. You know how tough it is to be married to me? It'd be so tough to be married to me. So she does a good job, and I'd like to thank her for that.
We love you, Kristen.
There you go. So, that being said, we're just happy to be here. What up, Jonathan? Oh, Mr. Hollywood. Yo, what up?
I like it. Jared, what's up, buddy?
Anybody in the world, state, wherever, country, whatever other country, just happy to have you guys here. Please listen to us. We're going to drop some knowledge on you people. And people like you, if you got anything you want to talk to me about, throw it out there. Bring it, come on.
We absolutely want to check out your comments, so please let us know. We will respond as best that we can.
We got rough draft today, brother. Ooh, I love some rough draft playing. Gene is a great singer. What's happening, Kevin?
What are you drinking on over there, bud?
I'm going to let you play people guess. This is a 3 Floyds, which is like my favorite of 3. I had to go up there, but this is a 3 Floyds. I'm going to let you guess. Tell me what 3 Floyds this is.
I like it.
I like you when I have Purdue covering the spread. I don't know if they'll win, but covering the spread, though. So, like he just introduced himself, this is Brandon. Brandon, I've known him for many years. Great photographer, does great things. Anybody need any photography thing done, he does it. But he's also he's an extremely like-minded person when it comes to anything. So we've talked a lot about a lot of things, and I've seen a lot of his posts. So I figured it'd be great if we were talking about what's up with you people. So you want to bring it down? You got 2 weirdos like me to do it instead of just one.
I absolutely love it. Hey,
come on, hey, good guess. One of my favorites, incorrect.
Jordan.
Zombie Dust. Mike, I like the Zombie Dust. Probably my favorite, incorrect though. They didn't have it here. I had to get some of
And I'm just out. I don't know what's happening right now.
He's empty. I'm drinking my 3 Floyds, but it is not the right kind that you're saying right now. Zombie Dust, one of my favorites out there, Alpha King. Another good guess. I like that.
Jordan, you're on it.
Another really good one that it's not that one either. John, no.
You're doing a great job of keeping up with
I know.
comments.
There's another good one. There's something about a middle finger. I absolutely love it. Not it though. So it's okay. It's okay. We'll get it. Keep guessing. But let's talk about some movies. Let's start off with some stuff. Now, I know a lot of you people like to watch this because my UFC background. So we're going to start off in the cage, and I like to talk about in the cage. So this past weekend we had a UFC fight. I don't know if anybody watched it. We had the main event was Luke Rockhold versus David Branch. Now, if you watch this, nobody wants to fight Luke. I'm going to be honest with you. Nobody wants to fight that poor guy. He tried to ask for anybody in the top 20, top 10. Nobody fight him. He got David Branch ranked 9th, and he was able to fight him. He didn't do what I thought he would, though. He kind of got beat up a little bit in the first round. He ate every right hand the guy threw. And I knew David Branch is not a big striker, so I figured, wow, good thing he doesn't have a lot of power because he's not knocking him out with that. So eventually Luke Rockhold was laying good kicks, got him down, and when he gets on top of you, it's a wrap. He beat the piss off the guy on the top, stopped him in the second round. One thing surprising was Hector Lombard got TKO'd by Anthony Smith. No surprise there. You keep watching the fights.
I didn't get a chance to. Now, I did catch some of the. I'm going back about a week and a half to UFC 215.
Yeah.
And going back there. And so the thing that caught my mind, I've got some notes here kind of about it, is the Amanda Nunes and Valencia Shevchenko.
Yeah.
What do you think women's? I'm losing my sound. What do you think women's MMA needs? Because it seems like they're not getting enough. I don't know if I'm not gonna say they're not getting enough, but I don't think they're getting the draw that they once did when you had like a Ronda Rousey.
That is the biggest problem right now. Is that fight could have been great, and when those two girls they kind of did the matchup, they didn't want them to headline. They ended up headlining because people got hurt, and then they put on kind of a dud fight. You need girls who are going to go out there and bang and not care about winning or losing. problem. There's too much money involved. No, everybody cares about winning and losing. So they went out there, they put on a kind of a not real exciting fight, and things happen like that, and it wasn't super fun to watch. You need people who can finish people. That's why Ronda was so great. She can finish everybody in the first round.
Yeah, I was saying.
Connor's been so good, he can finish everybody in the first round. If you can do that, you can get people to watch. If not, if you get two tacticians out there, which is what you have on these two women, not that good.
I read that they were actually, the crowd was actually booing them during their fight and started chanting for their hometown NHL team.
Wow.
And I'm like, if ever there was just a slap in the face, like that was it. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess when I look at things, I look at it from a marketing standpoint more than anything. And what's going wrong here.
And that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand when we're talking UFC. Everybody says, this guy deserves this guy deserves that. And I'm like, you deserve what you're bringing in, you know? I mean, if 10 million people want to watch you fight, it works, you know, and you deserve a lot of money. If 10 people want to see you fight, I don't care how good you are, you don't deserve much money because it's entertainment first and foremost. And if you can't get people to watch you, nobody cares. So, you know, you have to get people to watch. That's what makes Connor so good. People want to see him fight, plus he's delivering. That's why he's been so successful. That's why he's made
he'll do ridiculous shit like getting ring with Floyd Mayweather and kind of hold it.
Yeah, exactly. And there's another fight we could talk about. You know, that fight, obviously, we haven't been here for a while, so if anybody want to comment on that, bring it. You know, it happened just kind of not 100% like I thought. To be honest with you, you can tell Floyd slowed down quite a bit, being a little older. But I thought what would happen was Conor would come out, and I thought he'd try and really his only chance was to knock him out early. Come out and throw balls out and try and knock him out. And if you can do that, great. You have about 2 or 3 rounds to knock Floyd out. He didn't do that. He went out there and tried to barely, you know, he tried to like barely, you know, box. And when Floyd didn't throw any punches in the first 2 rounds, he did 6 punches in the first 2 rounds. I knew there's no way in the world you can do a 12-round fight. I've had a lot of fights, boxing. You do a 4-round fight, and then you get tired, and you have a 6-round fight, and you get tired, you have an 8-round fight. He went right to 12. That's impossible to get in there and just fight 12. I'm sorry. Nobody understood it. I was like, he cannot make it. That is impossible. So what happened was when he kind of tried to, he did a good job of pacing himself a little bit at the beginning instead of going for the knockout. But that just made, like I predicted to get knocked out in the 7th round. That just made he got knocked out in the 10th round instead of the 7th.
You know, that fight went exactly as I had it planned in my head. But I expected to be miserable while watching it.
Yeah.
And the one
it was
thing,
entertaining.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was entertaining. You gotta say that.
Honestly, I think McGregor, at first, while he wasn't able to throw Mayweather out of his game, I think he shocked him a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he had the opportunity, and he actually threw Mayweather off his game for a little bit. I feel like round, we're going back. I'm saying like 4 and 5.
Yeah.
It was right before, there was a big turn, and right before that turn, I felt like McGregor kind of shocked Mayweather a little bit, and then Mayweather just kind of took over and came back.
Like I said, he got tired. You're not used to that pace. It's a different pace of throwing that many punches. It's totally different. It's like if I went out right now and said, I'm going to go do a triple or a triathlon Ironman, you know, I've swam, I've ran, you know, I couldn't do it all right now. You know what I mean? I could never do it before and go do all that stuff, and that's exactly what Conor tried to do. Didn't work out for him, but you know, he made a lot of money, and that's all he really cared at the end of the day, I promise you. So, good for him, he did well, and I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him to make all that money, but if he ever fights again, he's a fool. Because he doesn't want to get brain blanket, unless he gets a percentage ownership in UFC, he should never fight again. That's my
Really?
Why would you? Oh, I just made $110 million, now I'm going to fight for $3 million? You're a fool. He ain't going to do that.
I mean,
he'll have to get percentage, or I've heard he's talking about doing more, you know, boxing. He's fool. If he fights Canelo, he's going to get, you know, his ass beat bad. It's going to be ugly. He shouldn't do that. He should never fight again, really. Don't do boxing, because Floyd is old. Floyd is not a heavy hitter. If you fight him, you're going to get beat up. What's up, Nate? How you doing, buddy?
So you're saying he should never box again?
He should never box, he should never fight again. Why do any of that stuff? Because the hard part about fighting is the camp. You get beat up more in the camp, and more brain damage, and more problems, and more body hurt in the camp than the fight. So if you do that, then, I mean, why fight? My point is, if you just make 110, 120 million, I don't know what he made, but if you make all that money, why are you going to fight again for 3? I mean, I'd like $3 million, but if you just made 110, that's just greedy, and that's a problem when you're foolish.
I guess maybe I'm just in my own little fantasy dream world here, where I'm thinking the guy's 28 years old, something like that.
Yep.
And maybe, like, yes, he's there for the money, but at the same time, I have to believe in my heart that he enjoys what he's doing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he does. But at the same time, I've heard he has legitimate fears about his brain. You know, like doesn't want to get his brain messed up, which is a smart move. But like my point is, his stock is so high right now. Go into doing movies, go into doing radio ads, go into doing anything to keep you busy, keep you occupied, be coaching something where your name's still out there. Movies would be great for him because he can be the good bad guy for a while. Hell, you know, everybody paying for that. I guarantee it.
I just like to let everybody that's watching know firsthand that
What up, Connell? How you doing, man?
like let everybody know firsthand, everybody in that place where we're at down here on the south side, that I'll let you beat me up for $100 million.
I'll let anybody beat me up.
I'll take it all. Holly, what's up, lady? How you doing?
All right, GSP coming back. I got somebody asking about GSP coming back. I'm like, what are you doing? First of all, I don't understand it because when was the last time you saw somebody take off 3 years and come back and do it? I haven't seen it, you know, and now that he's very confused. He's talking about coming back at 155 at one point. Now he's coming back at 185. I'm like, dude, you're not a big 70 pounder, you're going to 85. Bentley's a guy who's not a heavy-handed guy, but he's hard to not only take down, hard to keep down. So he's going to move around. He's going to try to outbox you. You take him down, he's going to get back up, and I don't see how you beat him really, unless you hold him down for 5 rounds. That's going to be very difficult to do. And yeah, I'll watch for 3 years. So I don't see why George is coming back, unless they're paying him a bunch of money, and I don't see why he's coming back.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, I like George, and I'm not a huge Bentley fan, but I just don't see how he beats him, you know? So I hope you do well. Good luck to you, George. I don't know what you're doing.
I guess, and that's where my fanship comes in. Like, I guess I don't think it all the way through, and I'm just like, I gotta see St. Pierre fight again. Like, that's amazing.
Well, they need him because they don't have any pay-per-view. John Jones is on drugs all the time. You know, Ronda Rousey quit. You know, Conor McGregor, who knows what's going on. So who are the pay-per-view guys, and who can they continue to have that's going to help them out?
What do you think about Demetrius Johnson and Ray Borg? Now, it got canceled for 15. That's why the ladies headline. And now they're doing a double headline for 16. Demetrius Johnson he's defending his 11th time for this
I
title.
think it's his 8th, isn't it?
Oh, it's an 11th. He's getting ready. He's tied with Anderson Silva right now for title
he's killing
defenses.
it. Man, I mean, I don't see Ray beating him. I've looked at him, I've watched him. I know he throws a lot of heavy-handed punches just to try and get in. He's not a big puncher, but he's going to try and get him to the ground. He's best at the scramble, so I think he's going to try and create scrambles and try to do what he can from there. But you're not going to out-scramble Demetrius Johnson. You're not going to outbox him, so I don't see it working. Is it hard to hear me? I'm sorry.
We're trying to get the sound right. We'll get it together. Thanks, Jennifer.
Okay, thank you. Get this closer.
I'm just too loud. That's what it is.
What else? You know what else? Besides that, there was a great boxing match this last weekend. Triple G versus Canelo. A lot of controversy there. Everybody's mad about how the referees, or the judges, I should say, scored the fight. One of them had Canelo killing him. The other ones had it very close. It was a draw. You know, I thought when I'm watching the fight, I'm thinking it was a pretty close fight.
So how much do you think that plays a role in the fights as far as judging goes? And how much bias do you think that there is? I mean, do you
boxing judges are the worst. I have no idea what they're thinking. I can't stand boxing judges. I think they're bad. Nobody should. I mean, something needs to be done because they're terrible.
Yeah. How does that compare with UFC judges?
They're a little slightly less bad, but they're bad too. You know, they're both. It's like scale of 1 to 10. They're like UFC judges are a 3, and the boxing's a 1. So you know, we're not dealing with a lot of not high expectations. But what are you gonna do?
So what's making them bad? What do you think? I mean, is it just is it a bias issue, or is it just
I don't know if they're just bad. They've never been in a fight, or they just are legitimately paid off. I have no idea, man. But something's going on. They're terrible. I don't know why they are or what they are, but that's what they do. So we'd like to thank some of our sponsors right now. The Stack Pickle. We will be there here coming soon. We have what is this? CJ's Club. Coming South Bend, they're great. Everybody likes them in South Bend. I hear. I don't know. What is this?
Oh, that's me. That's my Creative Guys photo. Okay. CreativeGuysPhoto.com. We'll keep plugging that. Kelly Productional Products.
There we go.
Promotional products.
Who doesn't like Kelly or his Productional Products? Everybody. For real. Shirts. If I like shirts, there you go.
We love Kelly.
What is this? He's going to break the record.
I need to talk to Kelly then.
Yeah, that's a good one. Here's bringing up the fight that the Mighty Mouse is going to break the record, but he's kind of turned down the fight with TJ Dillashaw, where he would have got pay-per-view watchers. That seems a little weird to me. Is he not really wanting to fight those guys, or is he just, I don't know, is he worried about losing, or why will he not take that fight? That is an interesting point, because I'm not sure. I thought before I thought that Judo might beat him, but he whipped him, so I think he's the best. TJ's really good, you know, so I'm not sure if he's afraid to fight him, worried about his record, or why else wouldn't you do it to get pay-per-view? I don't get it. Very strange.
Fair.
Anyway, what else? We have fights this weekend coming up. What else? We have OSP versus Okami in Japan. Now, here's the thing about this. Not a real good main event. They were going to have OSP in a rematch versus Shogun, and I thought it was funny because they're doing it in Japan, but then I think they realized, the Japanese kind of figured out that even though the guy's name is Shogun, he's not from Japan. The only thing Japanese about Shogun is the nickname. He's from Brazil. They probably look into it. What? Brazil? No, this ain't going to work. You're hurt. We got to get a Japanese guy. So they got Okami. Okami hadn't fought in the UFC in 4 years. So they bring a guy who hadn't fought in the UFC in 4 years, and he hadn't been doing well, and he's an older guy, but you know, they have to have the hometown guy, and in order to sell tickets, I think. That's what's going on. So I look at him losing, even though, you know, OSP has won 1 out of his last 4 fights. It's going to be not a great fight.
So here's a question I have for you, and again,
let's hear it.
I get away from kind of the sporting aspect and look at the marketing. Are we oversaturated?
Oh yeah. And Demetrius Johnson brought this up. He's like, we're oversaturating the market. You're killing this, and that's why it's hard to do pay-per-views, because it used to be you put a pay-per-view on, people are going to buy it. Now they're only buying the ones because they just have, if there's not 10 other fights on, they can watch a good one for free. Why are they going to pay a pay-per-view?
And I feel like there has to be some controversy in order to sell a pay-per-view like that. Like, there has to be something. You know, like, you look at McGregor Mayweather, like, they hyped that up enough to where they sold.
Yeah, but they had time to hype it up. You don't have time to hype up too many UFC unless they're a big pay-per-view now, because there's every other fight going to come up. There's like 8 fights for 4 years. You can't really hype it up like that. That was the beauty back in the day. You put on 10 fights a year. Very easy to hype it up, you know? So,
let's look at the NFL.
Finally, football's back. What do you guys got on this football? What's
Finally,
happening?
football's back, but Andrew Luck is not.
What up, buddy?
Again for week 3.
Andrew Luck's not back. I mean, you know, here's the weird thing about that. Something's up, and they ain't telling us, because they traded for a new player. They're like, they won't say anything about it. It's like, is he hurt that bad? They don't want season tickets to go away. That's maybe the conspiracy theory in me going, you know, because I'm always a conspiracy guy.
I'll tell you what, the regular tickets, you can buy Colts tickets right now for it was like $10.
$10 on stuff.
It was
$10
silly.
because nobody wants to see the Colts play. I mean, it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. Now, I think right now they're underdogs. Underdogs against Cleveland. Cleveland should not be favored against anybody.
Ever.
Maybe a college team.
And not at home.
Yeah.
Not at home.
So that's a lock right there. If anybody wants my pick of the week, it's the Colts. Some of these teams, well, you don't know, my sleeper team for the year right now has got to be Detroit. I think they're playing really well.
In control.
I like Detroit. I think, you know,
I still don't think
Stafford.
Matt Stafford deserves that paycheck, but
No, hey, none of those people deserve the paycheck. name one of those guys who deserve
I mean, he's
the
the
paycheck.
highest player in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
And that's without a ring.
Look at that, Brandon. Brandon's trying to buy me a ticket. $10 whole. I appreciate it, but I'm kind of busy that day. I don't know. So,
Hey, I'll go with you.
there you go.
You don't even know me, but I'll go.
Who else? We got Denver's been looking good. Atlanta, Kansas City, I think. You know, Oakland. Everybody knew Oakland was going to be good, but they're doing.
So Oakland's doing that well, and they're already slated to go to Vegas.
Oh, they're
like-
going to Vegas, baby. That's awesome.
How upset is Oakland going to be if they win a Super Bowl and go to Vegas next
Hey,
year?
we're out. That'll be awesome, dude.
Like,
That's never happened.
How much of a shitstorm is that going to be?
It won't happen if they make it simple. Like, nope, we're keeping you guys. Yeah,
Can that be stopped?
Bring those Mayflower trucks in now, like they did with the Colts. That ain't gonna happen. They ain't gonna go out like that. I don't think. So, I don't know. That'd be funny though.
They look strong against Tennessee. I watched that game.
You know what? I picked Tennessee to win.
I did too.
Because I thought Tennessee's really. I think they're a good team too, to be honest with you. But they had like the same number of first downs, same number of yards. But you know, Oakland has got it done the right time and the right thing. I mean, they look like. I just thought they wouldn't look like a veteran team yet, but they did.
Yeah.
I thought it'd take them a couple weeks. It didn't.
I mean, they're strong. You know what? As far as the Colts go, they brought Brissett in, and I thought he looked, for being a third-string quarterback out of New England, he looked really good.
I thought he did great, man.
That game, the Colts defense looked like they were finally energized.
Yep.
It looked like they were finally ready to start making plays. Yeah, they lost in overtime, but you know, like they were actually doing things, and I was optimistic about it there for a bit. Like I was like, hey, we've got a shot, and then they let me down.
Well, that's what they do. You know. Hopefully not this week. Hopefully not this week. So come on, Colts, let's do something. this week. But
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Is Pagano here next season?
Oh, he better not be here next week. If we lose this week, he better be gone. No. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. I like Chuck. I think he's a great guy and a good story. But I mean, after last year, I wanted to clean house, everything going and restart. You know, of course, they had to get rid of Grigson. Whoever left him in there that long, they needed a shot. I'm like, Ursane, you must be back on those pills if you haven't fired him yet. I don't know what's going on there. Sorry. Too soon? Too soon. Okay. Sorry, Ursane.
Nobody wants to talk about the weather, Jennifer. Nobody wants to talk about the weather. Earthquakes.
No, I got
there are big
on here
hurricanes
later,
right
man.
now.
Hurricanes are the big thing right now. I mean, what is going on, dude?
We are going to talk about
three in the past couple weeks. What's going on? Irma.
What's the last one? The one that just hit Puerto Rico.
Maria.
Not gonna hit the U.S. At least not Florida anyway.
Well, hold on. It hit Puerto Rico. That is the U.S.
It is.
Huh?
It is. I'm sorry. Misspeaking.
But you know they had 100% power outage.
Oh yeah.
You know what that means? That means if you had power, it was a generator. That's crazy. But you know what they needed? They had some generator. I mean, they had problems with their infrastructure with the power grid. So hopefully they can fix it now. We'll make them a disaster relief and we'll help them out.
I was reading today. It may be months before we have power back.
Dude,
And
listen,
when
they
you
said it
talk
might be
about
4 months.
their economy is driven by tourism. Without power, there is no tourism.
They're going to be rustic, you know, like
So you're
a
gonna
rustic
have
view
some-
of, I don't know.
They're going to have some problems here, and I mean, my heart goes out to them.
Yeah, I've been
I
to
can't
Puerto
imagine.
Rico. I like the people there. They were great, nice people. Everybody was good there. But man, I mean, they're in big trouble right now with because I was thinking about this. What do you think about this? If the power was out in anywhere in the mainland U.S., if you went out here for a month, I bet 50 million people would die. 50 million, maybe 100. I mean, think about it. What would people do if they had no power? They couldn't get gas or whatever. I mean, everybody's bringing in food. People be shooting each other within hours, within days. Everybody be shooting each other. Anybody who needed medicine would die. It'd be chaos. I guarantee you, 100 million people die here in this country if power goes out for a month.
If power goes out the whole country, I think that may be an understatement.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
We're talking. Mother Nature needs Lytle. I agree.
Yeah.
She's been a
But,
bitch.
I mean, you know, what was crazy to me, like the Harvey, when it was in Houston, 50 inches of rain. How do you get 50 inches of rain? They said that big storm just sat right on top of it.
Oh, not only did it just sit, that damn storm was a yo-yo. It went up, it sat, and then it came right back down.
That's crazy, man. 50 inches. I mean, some people don't get 50 inches in a year, you know what I mean? It's like 50 inches in one day. Are you kidding me, man? So
Flooding's huge there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you can't. Here's the thing. You can't get through this kind of conversation though, and it drives me nuts. But I'm going to do it anyway.
let's do it.
You can't get through this kind of conversation without jumping into climate change debate.
Woo! Yes.
Because you have
Love it.
people who want to attribute this to, well, we've never had hurricanes before, and now we do. So climate change. Somebody freak out.
I know.
Everybody freak out.
Well, hey, at least I got this from somebody the other day. You on your post actually talking about global warming and everything. And I was like, they don't use that term anymore. You know, it's climate change because it's not getting along like that, like they thought. And they're like, yes, it is. Everything's melting. Like, all right, whatever. But
Well, so here's what happened. 70s, you had the cooling,
cooling.
global cooling.
New ice age.
And then through the 90s, became climate change.
Well, don't forget the ozone layer. Remember,
And then ozone,
we're all going to die
I
because of the
remember
ozone
your
layer.
mama ozone jokes.
Remember, you were all going to die because it was going to burn us up. And then I guess we fixed it or it just went away. I've never heard the ozone the last 5 years.
I haven't either.
I mean, it must have fixed itself.
That's the weirdest thing. And then going into the 2000s, then it became climate change.
Well, no,
Because, we don't really know what the hell's going on
Yeah, but we got to be right. It'll get hotter or colder.
with the climate changes. Which is kind of like saying, be careful, the sun will come up tomorrow. Like, wait.
Yeah. You're not going to be wrong this time.
Wait a second.
You're not going to be wrong this
Wait a
time.
second. But again, climate scientists got it wrong. Washington Post, I was looking the other day, and we didn't account for this, we didn't account for that. They did this big laser scan of the forests in the world, and come to find out they missed their estimation by about 80%. It's 80% more than what they thought there was.
Yeah.
Well, what does that do? What soaks up CO2?
Trees. We need them, and they give us oxygen. That's a
So
good
you weren't
thing.
right. Yeah, we're down in Carmel next.
Yeah.
I tried to read that and I didn't get it. it would be a purge if America loses power for an extended time. I agree.
Oh, the purge. Hey, I like the movie, and I like it if it happened here. We need to wipe out some of these people. Just kidding.
I'm the one that's scared. I'm a chicken shit.
Anyway, I mean, you know, I thought this was very interesting. You know, I was listening to Cats in the morning, like I told you earlier, and he had something where the mayor of Indianapolis came out and said that, you know, we were having a lot of...
I'm sorry, I heard this.
I know. He was talking about how it wasn't really their fault that the murders were going up each year in Indianapolis because, you know, the climate's getting hotter. And as the climate gets hotter each year, there's more murders. That's a fact. And it was like, okay. And then Tony Katz...
Just a second. Hi, Aunt Melissa.
Hey.
I love you.
So he comes back and says, okay, let me check this out. He's like, let's do an average temperature for the past 10 years. And he starts, you know, 10 years ago, okay, it was 83, and then it went to 85, then it went to 84, he's like, and then it goes down. It goes down, it goes like 81, and he's like, you know, these murders kept going up, even though the climate was actually getting colder. So your theory here, Mr. Governor, our mayor, is 100% wrong. You know, when the climate got colder, more people died. So don't blame the reason that the city's getting more dangerous. Don't blame that on the climate because it's 100% false. You know, check your facts or figure out what the hell's going on. You don't know what you're doing. You can blame it on whatever.
Appealing to a political base.
Oh, come on,
and everything goes back to it. It drives me freaking nuts. Also, a report came out today this morning about 3 a.m. Unfortunately, Indianapolis, Marion County had its 100th murder. So that's 100 murders for the year. The only good news about that fact is that last year today we were at 110.
Hey, slow it down. You know why it wasn't as hot this year?
But yeah, that was a complete false equivalence, and that's what happens when you get certain people in power who don't care about facts.
No, they just it goes with the narrative. It goes with the narrative that helps what they're trying to push and sell. And crazy though, like you're making these crazy comments and goes, yeah, but when you look at the devil's in the details. You look at the details, it's not true. You know, so I don't know. I just thought that was really funny, man. When he was coming out with this thing, it's not true.
Going to the kids, I want to take you on a trip. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We're going to do some time traveling. So we're going to talk about Kansas, middle of the U.S., the heartland of America. If you've ever driven through it, is the worst experience of your life because you see nothing the entire way.
It's flat for 10 hours or however long you drive through.
Forever.
I hate it, Kansas.
So current CO2 levels now in the world are about 400 parts per million.
Sounds like a lot.
We are told that if they get to 450 parts per million,
we're all gonna die.
Our children are going to burn and we're all going to drown. So that's your climate science info for the day. Now we're going to try time travel. We're going to go back 80 million years ago. Kansas was under a 2,000 mile long, 600 mile wide, and 2,500 foot deep ocean. It was known as a Western Interior Seaway. CO2 levels then were at 1,000 parts per million. That's a lot.
A little different. Yeah.
All right, jump forward 80,000 years ago. CO2 levels are about 80 parts per million. It's about as low as we can tell we've ever been, and Kansas was underwater, about 2 miles of water, in fact. So, to me, it seems like a pretty big natural fluctuation. Between being under 2,500 feet of ice or of water and 2 miles of ice. Can you tell me whose SUVs melted all the ice?
Well, I don't know, but I do know that they have ice caps on Mars too, and they've been melting. So apparently those Martians are driving some SUVs too.
I blame the Martians.
I blame the Martians for somehow it came over here. I don't get it either. But you know, that's the thing is the number one indicator of what's going to drive the temperature is the output of the sun, and it comes and goes in waves. That's been proven. So maybe it has a little bit more with the sun's output that we really can't affect. And I really don't mind if they want to say, you know, it's us doing this, and we are polluting things. I admit that. We need to stop polluting things 100%, but the thinking we can control certain things that I don't believe we can. I mean, if you're willing to go back and do horse and carriage, let me know. I'm in. You know, but you're not willing to do. The people who say this are the same people who fly everywhere on their private jets. Why do you take a commercial flight?
Have you seen his like $8 million mansion?
Yeah, it's not green at all. They showed George Bush's versus his, and it was like Bush is 100 times greener than him. You know, he built it in a place, or Gore built it in a place he said it's going to be flooded. You know, so I don't put any crease when they say that there are opportunists who take money from you and me because they can. Because idiots believe them. Like, oh, I'm going to buy that book. I wouldn't buy anything from Al Gore, man. That guy's a fool.
So as far as this whole issue goes, here's where I've fallen. I'm more than willing to concede to some of the radicals that we have had some effect on the earth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't believe that we can fix it. I don't believe that it's been all the feedback. I don't believe that it's been an issue that is. It's not leading to our destruction. Okay, we're not going that way.
We're all going to die. That's what everything is about. We're all going to die.
But the issue is that these fossil fuels that everybody complains about are saving lives.
Yeah.
You have people in third world countries who are literally burning feces to stay warm because they're waiting until they can burn fossil fuels. Like they're behind us, and it's sort of an elitist position to say no. Everybody has to go to this, and everybody has to do the solar thing, and we're going to pump billions of dollars in Solyndra to fail. Thanks, U.S. government.
I would love it if we could get solar power to work all the time. We can't though. I mean, if we can get it working enough, it'd be great. You know, there's oceans. I love when we can like harness all the wave power. I mean, if we do that, make enough energy, it'd be great. We can't.
Do you know who did go full renewable?
Who's that?
Germany. But you know what happened? It makes me laugh. God, all the feedback.
What happened when they went all green? Go green.
Of course, it's unsustainable, and they can't harness the power. They can't store it. So you have times when power is ridiculously expensive, like only the rich of the rich can afford it, and then you have times where there's shortages. That's during the shortage. I'm sorry. Then you have times where there's surplus. They actually pay people to use more energy because they can't store anymore.
That's crazy.
And their emission levels. Do you know what happened to their emission levels?
They go up?
They went up. This is what happens when you put the left in charge of things.
Good try, Germany.
You can't do it.
Good job, Merkel.
I can't stand that woman.
Yeah, she's bad. Let's go to a little different news here. I got Kevin Hart. You can see this. Kevin Hart has a sex tape coming out, which isn't good because it's not with his wife, and his wife's pregnant, so that's a bad thing, I've heard. Now, this girl, Montia Sadik, she's 27 years old, and she came out and says, hey,
will you turn me
down?
This
This is not me. I was not involved with this extortion to try and get $10 million from him because somebody hit a camera in their hotel room and was trying to get him for $10 million. He goes, what, me? Of course it wasn't you. Somebody else probably went in there and did it. Who knows? Anyway, trying to get him for $10 million, and he's denying it. So he came out and said, I'm sorry, hon. You know, I know you're pregnant, but I had to do my thing. I apologize. So, hey, $10 million apology. Well done, I guess. I don't know, but a little crazy that's going on with him right now, man. I don't know if you see anything about it, but come on, Kevin, do the right thing. You got a pregnant wife.
At first glance, I feel bad, but then
him or her?
Well, I'm thinking for him, like sympathy, like ooh, ran up.
10 minutes, yeah.
But you know what? Like no, like okay, so you've been in a public spotlight like that,
yeah.
And when you are, like, there's a trade-off. There's a trade-off in the fact that you can pay out you have the ability to pay out $10 million, and that trade-off is you don't get to do dumb shit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing you have to realize real quick is everybody out there probably is out to get you. You know, you have to think that all the time. Everybody, there's no free lunch. You know, somebody's not. Maybe it happens all the time and worse, but a lot of times there's a price to pay for that. That's a really expensive price to do. $10 million. You could have got a great one for maybe $1 million. I don't know. How good would that have been?
A couple $100 East 10th Street. I'll get you taken care of. I got you.
Wow.
Kevin Hart.
Don't do it, Kevin. Don't do it.
Hey, it's Mike Epps regular. It's okay.
What's up, John? I ain't gonna money at Mike Epps. What up, Rod? Okay, what else we got here? Okay, one of everybody's favorite world leaders that I think of is Kim Jong-un. Everybody likes the guy.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man. So Rocket Man, a girl just escaped not long ago with her family and went to South Korea, and she's telling the tale about there was these 11 musicians who made some sex tape allegedly, and he shot them with anti-aircraft guns. You know, boom. If you don't know what anti-aircraft guns, I mean, it blew them to smithereens.
That's how he killed one of his generals.
Yeah, and then he gets tanks to back up and run over their body parts. And they said blood was flying everywhere. They had people watch it, blood splatters on people, and they're running over it with their tanks. That's messed up, dude. I mean, you got some demented dude there. And then here's the weird thing about it. He has a lot of like high school girls, teenage girls who he makes as sex slaves. Little hypocrisy going on here. There's something that really bothers me, and that's a hypocrite. And that sounds a little hypocritical. I mean, you can bring these like young girls to do whatever you want, but anybody else does anything, you're going to run over with tanks after you shoot with anything aircraft gun. I mean, that's just me, but I think it's wrong. I don't know. So, I thought that was a little crazy.
That man is... I don't even know what to say about it. Like,
here's my question for you, Brandon. Here's my question. Why have we not taken it on with the drone yet?
China.
China, whatever. What's China gonna do?
China's their only trading partner. China
has
an army
right now.
that's literally 7 times ours.
So you think if we kill him and say, what nuts, they're gonna come after us? What are they gonna do? I know we don't want to go start problems with that, but I mean, we have this guy who's like shooting missiles over Japan. He's threatening.
This is a longer answer than I don't know if I can give. Okay, so China. Not only our economy is dependent on China, and that's the big thing. And people talk about trade deficits. You talk about this and that. You know what? We as Americans like being able to buy cheap shit. I like to be able to when I go buy a shirt.
Everything from Walmart is Montana, right?
Exactly. And that's what we like. And that, honestly, it keeps our economy moving. That's not the country we want to pick a fight with, despite the fact that their ideas and ideals are completely different from ours. Now, looking forward, Kim Jong-un is going to do something to provoke us. And I'll tell you what, full disclosure, voted for Donald Trump with like gritted teeth. Was not my guy. I was a Ted Cruz guy through and through. That's where my political mind lies. And so I've been able to call balls and strikes with Trump.
Because he wasn't my guy either.
Yeah, and I've been able to call him with some impartially because I don't have any connection to him really.
Yeah.
I voted for him because I was worried about Supreme Court. That was my thought.
Yeah.
And we got Neil Gorsuch. I'm done with you as far as I'm concerned. But he delivered a speech to the UN, and a lot of people were blowing the where Rocket Man came from.
Hey, I like that speech, by the way.
It was solid. It was so solid, and he was to the point.
Things you said there.
And
what did you like about that speech?
Well, I liked Rocket Man.
Rocket Man's funny.
That made me laugh.
They told him to take Rocket Man down, and he said no.
Was it polished? No. Was it statesman-like? No. But he's Trump, and that's what he's going to do.
We don't need polish
the quote
anymore.
I liked most, and I wish I had it written down here, and I don't, was Venezuela is not socialism poorly implemented. It's socialism
implemented.
Implemented. We had a different word for it. I don't remember what it was, but that's it.
That's how it works.
That's it. Democratic socialism. If you steal from somebody, it's still wrong, even if you voted to steal from them.
Yeah.
That's
why. I mean, a democracy is not a good thing. We're not a democracy.
No,
people think
constitutional
we're a democracy.
representative republic.
We're a constitutional republic, and that's the difference between that and democracy. Democracy, you can do anything you want. I don't agree with that in you ever. All you have to do is get 51% of the people to make a bad choice. Have you ever been outside? Have you ever been downtown? Have you ever been anywhere around the cities? 51% of the people are dumb. I mean, 51% is easier to get 50% of the people to say something stupid. You're going to go with that? That's what you want? No. Now, I like what he did. A couple of things. Like I said, I think a lot of things he does are just absolutely stupid. I'm not going to disagree with that. However, I liked what he said when he's talking about, us first in a way. I liked what he said. My favorite thing that he said was, look, there's 193 countries in the UN. Why are we paying 22%?
Yeah.
I mean, no. Here's the thing. I understand back maybe 30, 40, 50 years ago, we had the biggest economy. We could pay for everything. We could take care of all these countries. Here's the thing. I bet we might all probably borrow money from 100 of those countries. We borrow money and then pay for your stuff? What? Who does that? Well, that'd be like me borrowing money from you and then paying for your security.
This is kind of the same argument.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. We're going to borrow money and not only give you money, but pay for your defense? No. Everybody pays for themselves from now on. I don't get that.
With the UN, it's not only that we're paying 22%. If we were paying, it's what are we getting for that money?
That's what he said too. He's
And we're
like,
not getting anything. When you have, and the UN has turned into such a just an appeasement shit show. It's not even funny. When you've got Iran and Saudi Arabia both are on some like board for women's something or other.
they're the worst offenders in the world. Are you
They'll
kidding
kill
me?
you if you show your face.
Yeah, that's
Like these are the people that were involved in ourselves with.
How about this? Are you women allowed to drive? Oh no. You should be on the board. Yeah.
Silly woman.
Yeah, silly woman. Are
Hey,
you allowed
Paul
to-
Pottle.
Are you allowed to talk to him?
Are you better yet? You see him popping up?
Paul
I wonder if
had
he stuck
surgery.
around.
I want to say what's up to Paul. Sorry about your surgery. I talked to him today. Looks like he's doing better though.
Good.
Yeah.
I told him he's got it. He's fine. He's fine. But yeah, the UN's a train wreck. If we pulled out of the UN, I'd be a happy camper. Because honestly, I don't care. Oh, your phone's sideways. We can't see anything.
How is this?
It switched on you.
Hell. That it? No. My phone got all messed up.
We're trying to figure all this out. Technical difficulties. It's all good. But the UN's a joke. And I'm tired of us footing the bill for the rest of the world. That's what it all comes down to.
It went sideways and said you can't see anything. So can you turn that sideways?
Yeah, here you go. Let me see.
Anyway, thanks, Paul. I couldn't see what you were talking about. Anyway, yeah, but my favorite point was when he was talking about the fiscal responsibility aspect of it. I'm not real sure why we're going to pay for stuff when we got to borrow money. You know, we used to be. I mean, we used to be the biggest creditor nation in the world. I get it back then when you're like that.
I'm sorry.
Maybe, God dang it, maybe you should be paying 22%. However, when you're the biggest debtor nation the world has ever seen, you can't be paying 22%. I'm not sure how we do that or why we do it. You know, it's because certain people are like, what's happening, Billy? How you doing? But I guess because other people involved were like, yep, we just want to be liked. I don't care if we're liked. I do want to be liked, but you know, at the same time, I don't want to be liked to the point where I'm going to make myself broke. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, here's the thing. If we're paying that money, we need to be getting something out of it. And our something is going to be our interest. Not the interest of France, not the interest of the EU, not the interest of North Korea or Iran. Our interest
What up, Jack?
in democracy is our interest. Democracy across the world is our interest. Peace across the world is our interest. The idea that we need to wipe out the people who are shouting "Death to America" over and over. Iran, we're looking at you.
Yeah, we're looking right your way, buddy.
But the high point of today for me was I heard Benjamin Netanyahu in his speech after his speech from the UN.
What did he say? I didn't see that. I mean, I know Yahya was
praised
very happy.
our president, and I don't know how.
Hello, Tina.
Hey, Tina. Is Tina hot? Just kidding. I love you, Tina. I knew a girl named Tina once. It didn't work out. Anyway, but our alliance with Israel is the only Western democracy in the Middle East. The only one. That's it.
But you know what's
Iran
weird?
doesn't believe they should be a country.
You know what's weird, man? If you look at the pictures of Iran, like back in the 60s and 70s,
It's great.
100% different people wearing, Western clothes. The women are looking. I mean, they had it going on. People were, they had a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
It's gone. I mean, how are they going backwards and people are okay with it? I don't understand.
The same thing is true with Venezuela. 20 years ago, Venezuela was the richest country in South America. Now you have people fighting each other over each other's pets because they need to kill it for food.
I mean,
like this is their reality right now.
There are people eating dogs, cats. It's been going on for a long time. And the funny thing is, you don't hear much about that because nobody
Because
gets
socialism is great. It's this great utopia.
But
This is what
it's
we're living in.
amazing to me how many people don't understand. Every 50 years, you got to go through this little period with socialism. How great it is. But you know, the worst thing about this whole election was Bernie Sanders coming in here and telling everybody you deserve free education, have free this, free that. Everybody thinks, yeah, I deserve that. I'm like, dude, we're gonna have a generation full of kids who believe they get everything for free. And who vote for this crazy old man, and then, you know, what's going to happen? We're going to fall apart, dude. Crazy.
Can I tell you? Okay, so we determined this last week. I'm 10 years younger than you are. And you've been married for a while.
Yeah, like 120 years.
And I've been single for a while. I've been divorced for a while, a long time, like 10 years. So I'm dating, okay? And I do the online dating. I swipe. I'm a swiper.
Left or right?
You know?
Okay.
No, just always right, and then you sort them out later. If they don't like you, it doesn't matter. But, so, when I date someone and they say, I'm a Bernie supporter, I know, oh, you're an idiot, you've never taken an economics class in your life. Like,
I just know that I'm like, well, I mean, you know what the bad thing is when you look at something like that, the idealism is great, you know, idealistically it sounds great, but you don't know math. You know what I mean? It's like,
but
you
it's not
take
great.
Logic, no, it sounds good where everything's free, but you can't, it's impossible. Nothing's free, you know, nothing is free at all. I'm sorry, I wish that weren't the case for me, but there's a difference between idealism and realism. And I always tell people I'm a realist. Like, I understand how the real world works. And when you start throwing these other things in there, it's not real life. I mean, you take out human nature, how they're going to react. You can't do these things and expect a different outcome. I mean, it's going to happen every time.
well, that's the thing. And so, I've prided myself in my newfound debating skills. When I say newfound, I mean over the last few years. And I realized I had to stop arguing facts.
Start arguing
morality, because that's all the left understands, morality. Everything is a moral argument. Well, it's the right thing to do. Socialism is the right thing to do, is it?
Well, here's the thing. Like, to me, when I talk to people about that,
Theft isn't right.
Well, I'm like, not with that, but I'm like, look, it is right until you start really hurting people, because I'm like, your ideas are nice until it doesn't work out and everybody starves to death. You know what I mean? Like, when everybody can't, like, look at Venezuela, like you're talking about. People are killing their pets and flamingos and anything, pigeons to eat. So is that great? Is that what you want? Is that what the end game is going to be good if that happens? I don't think so. So, you know, it might look good, but I don't know. I'm sorry, Paul, I can't get my phone to do anything different.
We're having some technical difficulties.
I don't know. This is not right. There we go.
Hey,
huh?
you might hear that. Whoa! Man down.
There we go. That's marginally better, maybe. So, we got somebody trying to help us. It's not helping much. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyway, back to what we were saying. I think it's a good thought, but you know, like I gave myself, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So I don't care how good my thought is. When it hurts other people, that's a bad thing. And I think people who think like that, they're like, Chris, you're being cruel. You're being cruel by not helping them out. I'm being nice by trying to. You're being cruel by causing problems in the long run. You know?
So who's killing flamingos? Lauren. Okay, listen. People are killing flamingos to eat.
In Venezuela, people have no food. There's food lines. They have nothing. They're killing pets. They're killing flamingos, I've seen, to eat food. Any flamingo lands dead, you know, so, thanks, Billy. Yeah, but that's what's going on. The flamingos are being killed in Venezuela. Don't go there. If you had a vacation plan there, cancel it.
All right, let's come back home, because we've got DACA. We've got DACA. So last week, basically, quick synopsis, President Trump says DACA is done. It was an executive order. It was an unconstitutional executive order that should have been challenged in the Supreme Court and wasn't. I still don't understand why. But President Obama says, hey, Congress won't do what I want them to, so I've got a pen and a phone. I'm going to go through. I'm going to make an executive decision. I'm going to illegally grant these people legality so that they can stay here and work. It wasn't granting them citizenship. Now, it was completely unconstitutional. The constitutional way to doing that would be saying, hey, we're not going to enforce this law because from the executive branch, he can do that. Rewriting a law doesn't work. You can't just create law as a president. It's not your job. Go home, you're drunk. So, going with campaign promises, President Trump redoes this, and then he kind of backpedals and says, no, we're going to put it in the hands of Congress. Then he backpedals more, and I hope Congress comes up with something. So he's really trying to play both sides of the fence and work with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, two of my least favorite people on God's green earth. I hate them with a passion.
hates. By the way, did you see the crowd turn on Nancy?
Oh yeah.
Which was weird because here's the funny thing, it is exactly like Frankenstein and the monster he created, because these people turn on Nancy, they don't even know what they're protesting. They're mad at her, and she's like, I don't know what's going on.
Well, she doesn't know what's going on.
She's
Please.
probably seen out. Anyway, I'm good. So it was just funny how her crowd turned on her and was chanting the whole time. Wouldn't let her talk for 20 minutes.
Facts don't matter. Only narrative
They were
matters.
just so mad that she was talking with Trump. And it's funny because they painted him out to be the Antichrist. So they're probably mad at her for talking to the Antichrist.
He's a
It's like,
Nazi. He's a
Nazi.
you know.
But here's the thing: it's like they're trying to help you out with this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the narrative's already been set. You created this monster, Nancy. Deal with it now. Deal
It's
with
so
this
funny.
monster you created, because you created the fact that he is the Antichrist and he's not to be trusted, but you're talking to him now, so deal with it. I'm sorry, if you want to get anything done, when you want to get these deals made, then you got to deal with this monster, this bad guy, the Antichrist, and now people don't like you for it.
I'm just going to interrupt you for a second. I'm just going to let everybody know we're at that place on the south side.
That place,
Check
yeah,
out their socials. Give them a like. Let them know that you checked them out here, and let them know that you enjoyed this show,
By
and
the way,
you might be by.
It's a big place, man.
It is a big
I like
place.
it, and they have a lot of different places. Live music on Friday and Saturday.
I like it. I love live music.
And like I said, they have 3 Floyds here, so I gotta like everything.
They
I'm
have
thinking.
Bells Too Hearted, which is near to my heart.
It's a big place too, so that's awesome. I love every second of it. So.
All right, going back to DACA, because this is a big deal, and one can't be without sympathy. Basically, who this is affecting is people that they're not kids like the media wants to tell you they are.
Most
They're
average
young
person's
adults.
24.
Yeah, they're young adults who were brought here as children against their will, illegally.
See you, Billy. Thanks.
And now it's like, okay, what do we do with these people? Do we allow them to stay? Do we get granted citizenship? What do we do? Do we kick them out? How does this happen? Me personally,
There you go, Tracy Wood.
I have a huge issue with a blanket amnesty or a blanket, okay, you're here in this point in time, you can be legal to be here.
Well, every time they do that, it's encouraged a lot more people to illegally come in.
And why is the left in favor of it? Because they're a voting bloc.
But they all over the left. I mean,
That's what that is. So my opinion on this situation is not without heart. I believe that the decision needs to be made based on each person individually. There needs to be a screening process. We need to find out: are you in school? Did you graduate high school? Have you been working? Do you have a criminal background? Are you in college? Did you graduate college? Are you being productive, or are you being a succubus to the rest of our society? And that will determine whether or not you get to stay or you get the boot at this point. And it's a hard line. I feel like it needs to be held.
well, the thing I heard was I really like. I think what they need to do is make everybody, register, do whatever. Say here's the new system we're gonna do. Like, I understand it's expensive to get a green card and do all these different things. Go through legal channel. That's why a lot of people don't do it. It's expensive. Okay. So what we're gonna do here, instead of making you pay $3 grand, $4 grand, $5 grand up front, whatever the cost, I don't know. Instead of making you do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have you pay 30% taxes instead of 22 or whatever, 25 or 35 instead of 30, whatever it is. We're gonna have you pay that until you pay this debt off. So let's say it takes you 3 years to pay that off. Boom. Now you got your green card. Now you can work legal. Now everything's tracked. I guarantee you, almost all these people would, if they could get legal status by doing this, they would go through that process and they would pay what they're supposed to pay, and they would be registered and they would know who they're letting in the country. But they don't have the money to pay it out front. I get that, man, and we need a lot of these people. So I don't understand exactly what they're wanting to do, but I think that would be a good way to do that. I think. What would be wrong with that?
I don't know that I'm in for citizenship.
I'm just saying.
I don't know that I'm willing to make that leap. I'm willing to say, hey, you've been here your whole life. Continue your life. Continue to work. If you've been productive thus far. If not, well, we have no use for you.
Hello,
Goodbye.
Lindsay.
You have to go. Hi, Lindsay. Love you too. If they're not productive, you need to go. Goodbye. If you are being productive, if you're one of these people that have been touted by the left as being this upstanding citizen, great. I'd love to have you here. I'd love to hire you. I hope that this is true. Stay, and maybe in 3, 5, 7, 10, 12 years, we'll put you at the back of the line of the people who have been waiting for citizenship to move forward. Right now, we take in about 1 million people. excuse me,
Beer.
we offer citizenship to about 1 million people a year.
That's a lot. Jeez, are you kidding me?
There are 700 million people worldwide who would love to come to the U.S. Obviously, there's a shortage of space and an influx of supply. And what irritates me the most is people who talk about mass amnesty, people talking about having open borders, and this and that. We have people who have been waiting in line, doing things the right way, waiting, who want to become Americans, who love this country, who want to contribute to the melting pot and not create their own little separate segments like the left would have us do in this tribalism. And then you have people who just cut, and now we're gonna legalize it. No, I'm sorry, you have to wait.
Well, the funny thing is too, people always talk about this to me, like other, whatever, like they hate America. I'm like, dude, I've been to many other countries, and I've never been to one where they just said, yeah, you don't have any papers or anything, come on in. You always have to have a passport with a visa or different. You have to have some way to get in there. They just don't let anybody in. So we're not the evil ones. Everybody has the same philosophy. I mean, here's the thing: you cannot have a welfare state and open borders.
Thank you, God.
One or the other.
Milton Friedman.
Yeah,
Milton Friedman is responsible for that.
One or the others. I mean, you do both, you're going to go bankrupt. I promise. That's what it is. You can't do both. So
it doesn't work. All right. Are you ready for traction?
Sure.
Hey, Pete, who's traction by this week? He doesn't know. We're going to do traction. We'll have a sponsor for it later. All right. So, does this have traction? Is it anything? Does it matter?
Let us know. What do you think?
President Trump is coming to Indiana next week. We're going to talk tax reform. There's been no serious tax reform in the U.S. since 1986. Will it happen? Is it possible? Does this have traction?
I think so. I mean, I think that's the number one thing people are worried about right now, is at least in the Trump administration. He's made a lot of promises, a lot of campaign promises, and this is one thing he has to do. If he doesn't do this, everything is lost for what he wants to do. The market is up really, 4,200 points based on this. If he didn't do this, I mean, it's got to go down. So they got to get this done, or all is lost, I think. And if the stock market goes down, he's done, because that's one of the few reasons people are liking what he's doing, because they're like, hey, economically it's working, and if he can't get this done, you're in trouble.
I think it's got a lot of traction. I mean, I love when the president comes to Indiana, because Indiana finally matters. We learned that in the primary.
Yeah.
In Indiana, the primary of Trump beating Ted Cruz, that's why he got the nomination. That's when he solidied it. Yeah. And we finally mattered for once. I like him coming here. Tax reform needs to happen. We're all paying through our teeth. It's ridiculous. So on to number 2, WTHR. Is where I got this. Taco Bell plans to ditch drive-thrus and add booze to the new restaurants. 300 new locations.
Are you kidding me?
A different layout. You're going to be served beer, wine, sangria, and twisted freezes.
I'm good.
It's going to be a great thing. What do you think? Any traction?
I don't know. I can't see them. Not right now. Thinking about it. I cannot see them getting rid of the drive-thru. That, I mean. You know how many people at late at night are drunk as can be and go through there, probably running into stuff. I'm just saying, you go by Taco Bell at 2 in the morning, there's a line. I mean, I'd be shocked if they got rid of that personally. I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing: is Taco Bell going to be the cause of the hangover and the cure? Is that
I'm just saying, if you were a smart police officer, you go to Taco Bell's parking lot and wait for people to drive through, you're going to get, 9 out of 10, drunk. Well, that guy's just hot, whatever. You're going to arrest a lot of people. If you have a quota to meet for arrest, you go there. That's what I would do.
So, we know that, I don't know, I'm assuming you've heard about this, that the mayor of Indianapolis and also the mayor of Fishers are really volleying for the Amazon corporate headquarters.
For who?
Amazon corporate.
Really?
Oh, that's
huge.
It's so huge. You're talking about 50,000 jobs, and you're talking about an average income for those jobs of over $100,000.
What? I'll go work there.
You're talking about an absolutely huge deal. Do you know who else is vying for that position in Indiana?
Who's that?
The mayor of Gary, Indiana.
Well, that should be an easy
Do they have a shot? Does this story have traction?
No. Who would want to go there? I mean, come on, man. Well, I mean, you know what? I think maybe their murder rate has went down significantly.
It has.
But, I mean, maybe if you want to go to Chicago a lot. But, I mean, the thing is, I know from a lot of people I've talked to who come to Indy, they love it for convenience, big town with small city, whatever feel. There's a lot of positive things. You can get anywhere. It's very easy, very accessible. I think they would definitely enjoy Indiana. Plus, we have more professional sports teams. Come on, man. Come on, people. Come on out here.
Now, I read the statement from the mayor, and as far as I could tell, his biggest push was its proximity to Chicago. So basically, it would be like Chicago light with more murders, and yeah.
Well, the weird
Gary,
thing
you can't have it. They're coming to Indianapolis, we're coming to Fishers, Amazon's coming here.
I know Obama said that one of the main reasons Illinois has so many murders is because they get guns from Indiana. So, you just got to be careful. If you're going to Gary, there's guns there too, and they'll probably kill everybody from Amazon just in a hostile takeover. We don't know. So, Indianapolis, it doesn't happen.
All right.
I promise.
Now, there was a Boone County man last week charged with criminal mischief because he shot his neighbor's tortoise. His neighbor's tortoise got away, stumbled onto his property.
He's probably scared.
And the guy says, I thought it was a dangerous animal, so I shot it. Charged with criminal mischief. Does this story have traction?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure how you're going to get a jury of people to think that tortoise was a threat. I mean, that's a good answer, though.
Now, apparently, this came up today when I was reading. Apparently, a tortoise is not considered a domestic animal. Therefore, there are no cruelty to animal charges available.
Really?
For this man.
However, okay, now no cruelty to animals.
They're reaching.
But can you get in trouble for just shooting things in a neighborhood like that?
Well, it wasn't a neighborhood. We're talking, what's out in the sticks?
Okay.
It's out in Boone County. So
okay, well,
he's fully fine discharging his firearm.
Well, then probably not.
So, I don't know what to think of this. I think they're pushing it way more than it needs to be. Way more than it needs to be. Yeah. All right, so Associated Press, a federal judge. Basically, she is going through the $1 billion concussion settlement that all these NFL players have received.
Which I don't like this, but go ahead.
Okay, going through for deceptive practices. Basically, she thinks that people are being duped, people are being taken advantage of.
Who?
The players. And of people trying to get their portion of the money. They're representing them in some way, shape, or form. They're saying, hey, I deserve this much. And so she's going through every single claim by a third party individually to determine whether or not they should be able to have a piece of this $1 billion concussion settlement. But we've made it this far. I want to know what you feel about the concussion settlement.
I mean, you know what? Here's my problem with the whole thing. Now, when I was fighting UFC, I knew that this probably wasn't real good for my melon. People punching me, not good. And I don't see how you ram your head against another guy's for 15 years or whatever. You go, yep, this is good for me. It's not good for you. You had to know that a long time ago. So I'm not sure how you should sue later because I want more money now because I only made $8 million and I want more now because I didn't invest it well. Whatever. I don't understand it. So to me, whenever you are doing something, I knew the problems when I started UFC. I'm not going to go sue now because I didn't know. Everybody knows the problems. Ramming your head against another man's for 20 years. Don't tell me you didn't, and if not, you're too stupid to deserve money. So
now here's my question for you: is do you think that because what the suit entailed? I haven't read in too much on this, but enough was that they were being misled. You had doctors telling you, hey, you're fine, get back out there, go hit somebody, which is what my coaches tell me too.
Yeah.
Now, you said you knew better. I'm gonna operate on the assumption that they didn't know better because what they were hearing were you're fine.
But here's the thing, at some point you have to look into the big picture and think, they need me out there. You can't figure that out. That they want you out there and they're going to tell you anything, they're going to shoot you up with any drug. You have to have some rationale and brain to realize, hey, these people are doing whatever. They don't care about me. I can figure that out in 5 minutes. Hey, they don't care about my well-being. They care about me being on the field because they're an employee of this team. And you have to, that's what I'm always saying. You have to look at the real-world applications. And their job is to make money as far as a team. They're going to tell you whatever they have to get you out there. Doesn't mean it's the best thing for you, but that's what they have to do. So to me, you have to.
That happens anymore. At this point, they're too.
Now they're gunshot.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but these are people worried. Not now because they're being sued, But I'm just saying, the people back then had to understand pretty quick. You know when people are taking advantage of you at home.
Yeah.
If you really believe in those doctors and telling you, oh, you're fine, you're a fool, and you're going to lose your money anyway if you get it. So what's it matter?
What do you guys have?
We got to be done.
How long have we been on? Forever? We still got people watching. So.
Yeah, we got to be done here too, though. We're getting
Yeah, we are. We've got the Jackass Award. That's where we're at.
Jackass Award.
We are at the Jackass
We gotta go to
Award.
Jackass Award.
We're going to go down to Kellen, Texas.
Yes.
Hobby Lobby. As if Hobby Lobby has not been in the news enough.
Before you do that, tell me where you're at.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're at that place.
That place down
Literally
on the
called
south
that
side
place.
off Emerson Avenue. Right off
Emerson is what?
465.
Southport, right?
South.
County line.
Getting close to county line, yeah. Great
Emerson
place.
County line.
Like I said, a lot of good stuff here. Big place. A lot of beers.
Live music Friday and
on the
Saturday nights.
weekends, and everybody
Great
likes
drink
it.
specials tonight. It's been awesome. It's been
Yeah,
a great time.
I'm hoping mine's free. That's a good deal.
I'm really hoping it too. I think I have more than free would allow. But what are you gonna do? So we're going down to Kellen, Texas, to Hobby Lobby because Hobby Lobby hasn't been in the news enough lately.
Yeah.
Danielle Ryder posted a photo of the company's Facebook page and demanded that the retailer remove the display of cotton stems available for sale and that they should be sympathetic. There's nothing, this is a quote from her, there's nothing decorative about raw cotton, a commodity which was gained at the expense of African American slaves. A little sensitivity goes the wrong way. In my notes that I'm reading right now, I have everyone is racist, everything is racist, and that's exactly what this comes down to.
Yeah.
This woman tried to throw a fit for Hobby Lobby because they had raw cotton on display for sale. You know what? You have the privilege to walk into a store and see a display and choose whether or not you want to purchase it.
That's unbelievable, man.
You're done here.
I mean, you know what killed me? Okay, here's our country. I heard of a guy who went into a Starbucks and tried to, so he walked up and said, hey, do you have a device for me to, I can't hear the music being played that's for everybody ladies and gentlemen. Do you have a device for me to put in my ear? And they go, no. He sued them for $10,000 because everybody deserves the same right to hear that and get that level of enjoyment. I'm
Oh God. Okay, so here's
that's my point is he didn't even want coffee. He went in there to sue them. And that's our problem. Everybody wants to they're offended. They want that. I don't get it, man. It's like, man, you're just a bag of crap. Go away.
next week. Can we focus on the difference between a right and a want?
Hey, I like something I saw on one of your posts. You were like, hey, you don't have the right, I mean, there's a, I don't have to, I'm sorry if what I say offends you, but you don't have the right to not be offended. If you're offended, I don't care, I'm sorry, I have the right to free speech, and if what I say offends you, you don't have to like me, but I'm allowed to say it.
One of my favorite sayings, I'm a big Ben Shapiro fan, he's my favorite Jew. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Hey, exactly.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Exactly. So, hey, I want to thank everybody for being here. We are at that place. Please come check it out. We're going to be at the Stack Pickle next. So this is myself. This is Brandon. We're liking to meet you guys, liking to talk to you guys. I want more people to comment, man. I mean, not only comment, but
come
ask
out and
us
check us
questions.
out.
What's wrong with
Crowd
you guys?
interaction. Well,
we like crowd interaction. Sometimes they heckle us, and I tell everybody if they can make me great character, I will buy you a drink. So come try and
if you've got a valid enough argument,
I don't care.
I will bring you up. If your argument is valid enough, I will bring you up and have a personal debate with you. I promise you that.
And I will make sure we have the phone situation
Respectful.
hooked up better next week. So that's all we got this week. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much. Have a good night, guys.